way early on when I asked Dr. Kleiman, I said, I want to know everything there is to know about this disease. He said, there isn't a lot of information out there. He said, I know you're a strong Christian lady, but you have to remember that the people that are fighting this disease are mostly the gay community. He said, I'm going to give you the number of AMFAR. I called AMFAR, and on the other end of the line was a gentleman by the name of Terry Byrne, who became my guardian angel. Terry told me, he said, we're finding out here in New York far sooner than anywhere else what works and what doesn't work. He said, anytime you have a question, you call me. I spent many hours on the phone talking to Terry Byrne. He was definitely my angel. And as another episode, we were asked for this drug. Oh, you just prayed and you wanted a drug so bad. You wanted something that might show promise or work. Terry called me and said, we're having these testings on a drug called PHA-23. He said, could you come to Roosevelt Memorial Hospital? And I'm like, boy, you're there. You know, you're just looking in for anything. We flew to New York. We went to Roosevelt Memorial Hospital, and Ryan was sitting in the lab room getting his lab work done, and a gentleman came up to him. He said, oh my gosh, you're Ryan White, aren't you? And Ryan went, yes. He said, they found 12 tumors in me. He said, I haven't been diagnosed with AIDS yet, but they're pretty sure that's what I have. He said, I want to thank you for all you've done for us people with AIDS. The gentleman turned around and ran up to me. He said, you know, Mom, I'm the only one that really knows what he's talking about. He said, we're both fighting the same disease. We never took it to represent one cause or another. We wanted to represent everybody living with this disease because everybody has a mom, everybody has a dad, everybody has brothers and sisters and partners and people who love them. So that is why I'm here with you today. Did I ever think I would lose my son? No. That last week and a half was very, very hard. Elton John, if it had not been for Elton, I don't know what I'd been at the hospital. I don't remember even a lot about it because I knew Ryan was so sick. But during that last week and a half, there was another celebrity who was always under a lot of controversy and very misunderstood. His name is Michael Jackson. And Michael called the hospital, and he asked me if he could speak to Ryan. I said, Michael, he's in a coma. He won't be able to hear you. He said, no, he'll be able to talk to me. He said, please, I just want to talk to him. I said, he won't be able to hear you. He goes, yes, he will. He'll hear me. And so I thought, well, if anybody can get this done, Elton can. Elton was getting everything done. So I said, Elton, Michael would like to talk to Ryan. So we got a telephone line, ran to Ryan's room. And Michael Jackson calls his hospital room, and Elton John picks up the phone. Him and Michael talk, and he says, Michael, I'll put the phone up to Ryan's ear, and you can say what you want to, okay? Michael said, fine. I looked over at Elton, and he had tears just streaming down his face. I went over and put my arm around him, and I said, what's the matter? He said, you know, with all the money that's in this room, we can't bring this boy back to life. It was a real realization to Elton. Elton had been on cocaine, an alcoholic, and been bulimic. He'd done about everything you could possibly do. He had everything he could ever want, but he didn't have his health. Elton entered rehab after Ryan passed away, and today